the American people stand firm in the faith which has inspired this nation from the beginning. We believe that all men have a right to equal justice under law and equal opportunity to share in the common good. We believe that all men have the right to freedom of thought and expression. We believe that all men are created equal because they are created in the image of God. From this faith, we will not be moved.
Hello, God bless America, and welcome to the Freedom of Thought podcast. I am your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awajan. Freedom of Thought is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps, and I thank each and every one of you once and always for downloading and listening to this show. It is a great pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. As well, a lot of interesting things have been taking place of late. Like, of course, now you got Amy Bach being sentenced to 41 years in prison. Interesting story there, locally here again. Amy Bach, the mastermind behind the $250 million Feeding Our Future pandemic fraud scheme, was sentenced to 41 years, which is 500 months in federal prison, handed down in May 2026. That'd be just a couple of days ago, of course, not just May 2026. The sentence also requires Bach to pay over $243 million in restitution for stealing COVID-19 funds meant to feed hungry children. But you have other important politicians that continue to refuse to even answer questions and literally vanish and not show up for questioning, and that would be Ilhan Omar. Just the utter arrogance of this woman and is enough to make you want to, go crazy. Obviously not do anything violent. We're not encouraging violence anywhere, and I will say that a million times. It's the last thing I need, or anybody on the, well, we'll say literally and figuratively, the right side of the equation would want is violence. That would just screw everything up. So, and generally speaking, the left is 10 times more likely to commit violence and to, destroy property, cause a ruckus, stop traffic, cause any type of terrible event to happen. Oh, and accidentally shoot people, like at the, accidentally shoot other people there because they're, just out of control idiots, which is what took place during one of those George Floyd riots years ago. Like, they accidentally shot innocent people. That was real nice. And but we'll get off of that. Just the stupidest thing ever. Like, just the unnecessary violence that that side would commit. Let's not lower ourselves to their level. Let's not even think about it ever. So it's one of the dumbest things. At the end of the day, some people would say, "Oh, the ICE agent did this and the ICE agent did that." Yeah, they were threatened. And running towards an officer is the stupidest thing you could possibly do. So whatever. We'll get off of that, though. I'm not here to debate and talk about violence and such. It's more of people like Ilhan Omar. I mean, when you're seeing Amy Bach getting sentenced to 41 years in prison, why can't this happen to Ilhan Omar? Why can't this happen to Tim Walz? Why can't this happen to so many other people? Keith Ellison. The nonsense he's done, and just for the rabble-rousing he's done over the years, way before he became an attorney general or anything. The rabble-rouser he always was. An activist, and a dangerous activist who basically supports all of the stuff that's been going on. Received funding and such as well from the George Soroses of the world that continue to push this type of agenda. It needs to stop. It absolutely needs to stop, and these people need to pay their debt to society in any and every way possible. They need to spend the rest of their life in prison. Honest to God. 41 years is quite a long time, and this Amy Bach might be in prison for 41 years for all we know. For 41 years for the rest of her life for all we know. That's what I would so like to see happen to the Ilhan Omars of the world, the Tim Wallses, the Keith Ellisons, so many others that could be involved in this, unnamed people. Like, I mean, we'd heard of Amy Bach, but not so much. And it's just, it's just sad. Like, yeah, obviously they're just kind of using her as the fall person. There's got to be more. There's got to be more. It can't be just this one person for what's taken place. And Lord, it's sad that this kind of thing could happen. People would literally just steal. And again, like when they talk about the $243 million that Amy Bach needs to pay back, whatever. How about Ilhan Omar needs to pay back money as well? Obviously, she was not a millionaire just a few years ago. And now she's worth over $30 million. Like, where did that come from? And of course, she'll continue to deny and lie and deny and lie. That sounds like a phrase we could use: deny and lie. That seems to be what Ilhan Omar is all about. And then she went as far, most recently, it wasn't too long ago. I mean, it's been a little while, but it's the same topic about, like she said, I don't have to answer S. I don't have to answer shit. There, I said the word. I apologize for the swearing, but yeah, that's what she says. And she doesn't have to answer anything, but she's just, it's an incredible arrogance. Like, she thinks she is completely immune to everything, and she can do whatever the bleep she wants. And you know what I say? Bleep you, Ilhan Omar. It's going to catch up to you once and for all, one of these days, very soon. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. This is all going to catch up. Everything is going to unravel, and you're going to spend the rest of your life behind bars. Oh, dang it. I mean, it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. I just wish it could happen sooner rather than later. I mean, this nonsense has to come to an end, and a very strong end. Like, everything needs to come to the surface, and these people need to pay their debts to society, as we like to say. Nationally, I mean, I don't know what to think anymore. Nationally and internationally, I'm frustrated with a lot of things. I'm frustrated with the gas prices. I'm frustrated with the constant back and forth of it all. I don't know what to make of it. It is frustrating, and I can understand conservatives being frustrated with what has taken place with the gas prices. Obviously, it's much deeper than that. The whole Iran-Israel war. And what scares the living bleep out of me is the anti-Israel sentiment that seems to be everywhere among at least half of the conservatives and a good chunk of obviously the left, of course. It seems to have always been there. The anti-Israel nonsense, even though they act like, oh no, I'm pro-Israel. Yeah, you're just pro the left-wing ones that vote, the ones that vote Democrat here. That's the only thing you're pro when it comes to it. I mean, Obama just walked out on Netanyahu. And Netanyahu would speak. And no, Netanyahu is no perfect individual. Donald Trump is no perfect individual. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd rather have them than the alternative. I'd rather have them than, say, like a Palestine ruling Israel. You know what I mean? That type of thing. I'd rather have Trump than, say, Ilhan. Like I imagine Ilhan Omar as a president if things change with the foreigner side of being president. But no, that's never going to happen, I hope. But no, like Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Barack Obama still being president, stuff like that. Any of those people we don't need, we don't want. It has nothing to do with whether they're a man, a woman, white or black. It doesn't matter. It's the policies. It's not how they look. It's the conduct of their character in every way, shape, or form. Like with something like, oh, so you can't handle a woman being president, or like a black woman or whatever. Like this one girl told me this years ago, or you can't handle an argument with a black woman. It's like, no, I just don't agree with you. That was my simple response. I don't agree with you. That's all it is. Like, what is your problem? Like, it has nothing to do with, enough with the identity bullcrap. Enough. You're not helping anything with this identity politics. Stop with the stupid identity politics. Stop it. Stop it. That's what I want to say at the end of the day. It's complete crap. I'm trying to keep my voice down a little bit. This is, of course, a fire pit episode, and I don't want to yell really loud outside. And people might be wondering what the heck's wrong with this crazed lunatic. But, well, yeah, whatever. If you vote left, you're the crazed lunatic, not me. Unfortunately, I'm guessing the population in this department is pretty far to the left. I would be surprised if they're not, honestly. You can just tell, like the hair color, the 9 million tattoos. They never, they're always home. What do you think's going on there? They work their ass off. No, they're the typical, lazy son of a gun people that just tell you, I just don't want to work and you can't force me. There was that famous soundbite not that long ago where this obese girl said that, I just don't want to work and you can't force me. Well, and you know what's sad about all that? Even if they did work, they wouldn't do bleep. And there's people at work today, workplaces everywhere. God is my witness. They go to work, but they don't do anything. They just distract everybody there. They don't do anything. In fact, they sabotage the place. So it's like you can't win for losing in that world. They either sit at home and collect money from you, or they come into work and disrupt everybody. It's just why do things have to be so upside down? So it's just a world being run by kids. It's a world where literally kids are everybody, no matter if they're 50 years old or 15, or 5, they all act the same. It's too much. And I don't mean 5-year-olds acting like adults. It's the opposite. It's the adults acting like 5-year-olds, and it's everywhere, and it's all the time. Or 10-year-olds, or 8-year-olds, or I don't know, sometimes 16. Woo, boy, they're making progress. It's so stinking frustrating to be around it. You can't win. You just can't win. Oh, that's what hurts the most. How frustrating it is, how pissed off you get seeing the same car just sit in the same stupid parking spot 7 days a week. The person doesn't even get out of the house on a nice day. And even if they do show up to work, they'll be that lazy, disruptive type that doesn't do anything. They just disrupt. What a world, man. What a world we live in. It's so, I don't know. And it's like, who cares? Just relax. Everything is fine. No, it's not. No, it's not fine. Do you think that's good? You think that's good that there's people like that? That just bleep everything up for everybody else? They're the reason why rules are so strict everywhere. You get into work and you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, and da-da-da. And they take advantage of other people. They make this person work 3 times harder because they can't do this and they can't do that. You know what I mean? It's an endless cycle that we're going through on a daily basis. Okay, I will try to calm down and relax a little bit now. I had to get that out. And I'm sure I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say that. A lot of hardworking Americans or, American citizens that moved here and worked their butts off and probably don't like what's going on either. One way or another. They don't like it. We work our butts off. And a legal, not illegal, a legal American citizen that works their butt off every day. And, they show up to work and they show up to work, literally to work. They don't show up to screw around at work. There's a big difference. But trying to calm down and relax. Now that I can get off of that rant a little bit here, want to recognize and appreciate and love and respect all the soldiers that have come and gone for this country, that have served this country, dating back to the Revolutionary War, heck, all the way back to the Pilgrims, all the way back to the Pilgrims soldiers, like the Miles Standish and such. I mean, going back that far. Technically British, but they were here. They came here to get away from all of that. But I mean, think about how far back that is, over 400 years ago. It's insane to imagine. Imagine them with a fire, which they obviously did. I'm sorry for that. It wasn't necessarily a fire pit like this, but imagine them having a fire out in that Massachusetts area 400 years ago. Isn't that something to think about? Let your mind wander a little bit. They're having the fire there. Imagine the Revolutionary War soldiers having a fire on a nice day like this. Just kind of resting, calming down, because they're not in a battle right now at the moment. Just resting. Maybe reflecting on things. Just imagine that happening, 1776, 77, or whatever. They're reflecting on things. Thank God they're still here. They survived that last battle. It was real scary. Just think about those people, and imagine you're there in that time with them right now. It's, yeah. I mean, imagine you're smelling that nice, that smoke coming from the wood, and and you're there with them at the same time. It's it puts a lot into perspective. It does, but also it just back then a fire was more of a normal thing rather than just kind of like a leisure thing like it is today. Like they would be maybe cooking some food, trying to keep warm, whatever. This time of year, they didn't necessarily have to keep warm as much, at least depending on where they were, I suppose. And every season is different. It seems like every year is different. You might have a cold spring like this one was kind of. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole for now. Stay off the weather for the moment, even though it's nice today. We've had our ups and downs. But yeah, the ups and downs they went through on a daily basis. I mean, this day is for you guys. This day is for you guys. But the ones that are still with us that were served in Vietnam that might be listening. The ones that might be listening that served in Iraq. Operation Desert Storm. I could name at least one. At least I'm pretty sure that would be Mark Carlson, right? But love you, man. Really, really. Yeah, Mark Carlson. I mean, like, this is for you. This day's for you. It really is. It really is. And I know a lot of it's like, when they say Memorial Day, it could be those lost at war. But I think it's to all of them that served. I see it as to all of them that served, and of course we recognize the ones that were lost. I mean, we miss them and we appreciate them for everything they've done for this country for so many years. It means the world to us all. It really does, and we want to bless all of you so much in every way we can. We want to bless you so much and thank you for, loving this country. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. They're having to move here. Sorry, a little bit. We just want to thank you for serving this country, be it the Navy, the Marines, the military, the regular Army is what I'm trying to say, the Air Force, Navy SEALs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Even the ones today, currently, that could be, that maybe like went on those bombing missions to bomb those facilities in Iran. Maybe bombing missions, helping out Israel. God bless you guys, man. Seriously, just in case you're listening all the way over there or somewhere nearby. Just want to thank you guys so much. I mean, Memorial Weekend is a special time in so many ways. And tomorrow I will be visiting the Civil War area, Gar, and all of them tomorrow. Like I like to do usually on the day before Memorial Day, because could be the Sunday before Memorial Day, because it's got to be busy there. They have their events there, all the chairs and everything. I tend to go before so I can just kind of go on my own and not be in the crowd. Not really a crowd person, you could probably tell. So there is that for sure. Again, I just want to tell you how thankful we all are. Truly thankful we all truly are for serving this country and keeping us free. Revolutionary War soldiers, I just want to thank them so much, and remember them on this day. Again, like I always thought about, I used to always imagine that, especially this time of year for some reason. Spring is just the greatest, even though it's late spring now, almost the end. It feels more like a regular spring day versus like it's almost summer, definitely a little cooler today, like it has been a lot this spring. I always used to imagine like Revolutionary War soldiers or Civil War soldiers making a fire out there and, kind of like resting in the evening, when there's just, there's not a battle at the moment, thank God. And they're resting, they're resting, recuperating. And there's the fire here, fire there. And they're trying to kind of keep their wits. I imagine them doing that more in the Revolutionary War era than the Civil War. But either way, I'm sure they try not to make too much of a... I could imagine they were probably scared, too, of like the enemy soldiers maybe coming and attacking them at any time that could happen. But I suppose I have no idea what their rules were in those situations. It's a truce, we need to rest. Please, let's both rest. Let's be humane about it. I don't know if that's what they did, how they handled things. I have no idea. But I could imagine there were things like that on occasion, where people could just breathe for a little bit, for heaven's sake. But I just want to thank, just want to say thank you to all of you. That's all I got to say about that. Remember these people. Remember these people on this evening, and this weekend as you're relaxing, having your brats, your burgers, who knows, maybe your steaks. Could be anything. As you're enjoying yourself, maybe you're having ham. Who knows? Lamb chops, rack of lamb. Who knows? But as long when you're relaxing and enjoying your weekend from work, thank God for that. Just remember and honor these people today and this weekend. That's what it's really, truly all about. With that said, I want to say I'm going to bid adieu for now and wish all of you a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.